Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Laviska Shenault.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Laviska, man, I'm not gonna lie. I played. Obviously, me and Paul played college and in the NFL. We all thought we were hoopers, man. So you were a hooper. Apparently, you were a hooper.
I was a hooper.
A hooper. So when did you realize? I'll tell you when I realized I wasn't. I go, all right, I need to play football. Well, my first varsity game, I'm a freshman, and I'm playing against dudes who are going to the league, and they dropped 30 on me, and I only dropped like 15, and I was like, all right, maybe I should focus on football. What was your transition like?
Well, actually, funny story. Well, not a funny story, but kind of is. All right, so ninth grade, I couldn't play basketball anymore because of the head coach at DeSoto. They didn't allow someone to have long hair to play.
Really?
You had to have a short haircut like this length. So at that point, I was like, well, I can't play basketball, and I wasn't finna cut my hair just to play basketball. So I started taking football serious, and I was on ninth grade B team. And I started playing receiver only because I knew someone from, since I was growing up.
Dang.
And he was like, bro, I want to throw the ball to you. So I ended up playing receiver.
That's wild.
And even more crazy, I was a tight end.
So you were big back then. You was thick out there.
I was, yeah, you could say that. I was like 190, 195, like 10th, 9th. I don't know how much I was ninth grade, but I was about 200 starting my junior year.
Did you grow up playing flag, or that was your first experience playing football?
No, I started playing football when I was 10.
10 years old?
Yeah, and I was outside linebacker and running back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. You're DeSoto in Texas. You and I had a little conversation about that, not too far from each other. I mean, Texas is big, as you know. I mean, the stadiums are huge.
So,
Allen just built an $80 million stadium that holds over 20,000 or 30,000. You were a hooper. I mean, football was being pushed to you, I would assume, though.
Oh yeah, I mean, I started playing both. I started playing both at the same time as when I was 10. I mean, I loved playing both of them, but I, of course, love basketball over football. And I guess I'm probably saying that because, when you're younger, you probably don't like the contact as much. So, basketball is just more fun, I guess, when you're younger. But nowadays, that's what I live for.
Well, it's funny, when you came up here and I shook your hand, I go, man, you're pretty big.
Yeah,
I don't usually have other than DK, I don't have a lot of wide receivers that are not just taller, but, I was like, okay, you should play safety. I was a safety.
I can do it all. Honestly.
And honestly, that was going to lead me to my next, I guess, comment is you can do it all because as a receiver, I always feel like the defensive guys have the advantage, right? If you're not the main receiver on the squad, you better be able to play some special teams.
Oh, yeah.
So when you came out here, I knew you were going to be a good returner, but when I saw you making tackles on kick return and stuff, I go, yeah, Laviska's he gonna be okay, man. Where does that come from? Did that come from just from playing linebacker, from your upbringing? Like, where do you get that passion? Because you'll make a play and you release this energy that I feed off of in the practice ball. So I'll be hyped watching you do your
Most
thing.
Def. I just think it goes back to, high school football. I mean, I didn't want to be a tight end, but I just felt like I had the mentality of, I'm going to do whatever I got to do, and I'm going to do it at 110%, no matter what it is. And, playing tight end got me on varsity. I eventually moved away from playing tight end, but I just feel like, just DeSoto High School, honestly, just the mentality you had to have. And, I feel like I'm a playmaker. It don't matter if the ball not in my hands. Regardless of what's going on, I feel like I can make an impact.
Was the transition because when you took it to the house this year on the kickoff return, I was like, okay, we knew you had speed, but it showed up big time there. Was it that they said, okay, we've got to get him out in space. He's just got too much speed, too much athleticism? Is that what transitioned you from tight end to wide receiver?
I don't know. We never really talked about it. I just started playing more receiver. I still did tight end stuff, but I feel like maybe I just didn't do it as much.
So now you go from DeSoto to Colorado, and I think there's a moment in Colorado's history where people don't realize Colorado has a great history when it comes to football. And honestly, watching you play kind of brought me back to Colorado because it was kind of off the radar for me with them being in a different conference. To see what they're doing now, man, are you still connected to the university? You reach out to people out there, or you've kind of it's a different era. You're doing your own thing now.
Yeah, it's a different era. I ain't gonna lie. They like to call us pre-prime because it really is. He's doing something different. Yeah. I don't really talk to too many people there. I actually got a teammate that I used to play with there, that I grew up with, same area and everything. He coaches there, so that's really like probably the most connect I have with them.
It's a different time.
Yeah, it's different time. They different.
Yeah.
Boulder's cool though. I mean,
it's
when
cool.
I played, and then I was coached with the Seahawks as well, and I went on some scouting deals were there. And at the time, they had a really good team. You had Bill McCartney was their head coach, and that was that '90s run where they won or co-national champions. How does a guy from DeSoto, because Pac-12 at the time, that's not real Texas area. I think it's become a little bit more here with Arizona State in there now. But how do you end up at Colorado?
I wanted to get far from home. I think that was a big reason in it. And we actually took a trip. Like 11 of the my teammates from DeSoto. We took a trip all the way to Colorado, 12 hours. And when we got there, it was snowing. And like if you ever been to Colorado before, or Boulder especially, when you drive into Boulder, you can literally see the mountains, the stadium, the whole campus. It looked like just the mountains are on the campus. Like, it just looks crazy. And when I first went, it was just like love at first sight type of thing.
You put in some miles, man. You go from DeSoto to Colorado to Florida. Now you're out here in Washington, man. You've seen a lot.
Yeah, I've seen a lot.
How would you compare, I guess, the Florida experience to the Washington experience?
Weather for sure.
Getting it now.
Weather for sure. It's different. It's different. You can say that. I don't want to say too much about that. But Florida, I can say Florida more fun. I can say that.
Yeah.
It's just more things to do. And stuff like that. That's all I'm gonna say on that.
I got you.
Definitely got some sun. And look, your fifth year, and as you mentioned, you Texas, Colorado, Florida, North Carolina, here. We were talking about wide receiver, and he was talking, what he thinks is the most important thing as a wide receiver. You're 5 years into this. Go back 5 years. You're coming into the league. What would you tell yourself now? And what do you think is the most important thing for you at being a wide receiver?
What would I tell myself? To stand on what I said before I got here?
Yeah. You're coming out of college now into the NFL, and you get to go back knowing what you know. What would you tell yourself? What have you learned?
I've learned a lot, honestly. I would definitely tell myself to just work and act like you're not in the league, because you can get comfortable, you can get complacent, all those things. I just feel like I would tell myself to keep that same mindset that you had before you got to the league. Yeah, that would be the main thing.
So now I'm going to bring you to something that's new. They changed the kickoff return this year. No one knew what to expect with it. I remember listening to you in an interview. You weren't sure what to expect.
No.
How is it to you? Is it better? Is it worse? Has it changed already just in the 9 games you guys have played and how the kickoff return?
I mean, I'm going to say it's better because I have a kick return
you do.
touchdown.
You're averaging 32 yards a kick. I mean, a lot of good things.
But I think it's more opportunities with this new kickoff return and stuff. I think it's better. So it ain't been too many touchdowns yet, but I mean, I feel like it's a more possibility of touchdowns.
When you get the ball kicked to you and you're 5 yards in the end zone, your instincts versus what they tell you. I'm assuming you want to always bring it out.
I always want to bring it out.
Is there a hard rule for you guys? Yeah. What is it? It's like 3 yards, 5 yards?
I mean, it depends on what's going on, to be honest. Like how the game is going. But they want us on the goal line. If the ball is in the end zone, we don't take it out.
Okay.
Unless
you forgot.
Coach, I
already got in trouble, if we're gonna be honest. I already got in trouble with returning too many times. So
did you? Okay.
Yeah. I ain't mad at that.
Good answer.
I ain't mad at that.
If the ball is in the end zone, take a knee. Unless they say otherwise.
So bear with me with this because I was a returner, and I'm gonna talk about a bad place but take you to a good place, right? So there was a time where you return the ball and there's a fumble and the other teams recover, right? And in that moment, I'm sitting there watching, and I go, yep, I've been there. I'm with you, right? And I think as a returner, you got to have that mental toughness, like talking to yourself, your teammates hyping you up. You get another opportunity, and you take that thing to the house, man. What was your mentality during that? Do you lean on your teammates to get you going, or do you self-talk? Like, how do you get yourself out of that moment to where you step up and take that thing to the house?
A little bit of everything. You know, the teammates, they going to see how I feel, my emotions, so they're going to want to, you know, try to help with, you know, making sure I'm not too hard on myself and, you know, make sure I'm keeping my head up. Because, you know, no one wants to fumble, and you know how much a fumble can impact, especially in a game like that. And then, of course, a lot of self-talk, like, oh, that's not me. Like, I got to get my get back. And it was even worse because I had to take a knee on the next one, and then I ran the other one. And then it made it even more, like, gave me more, you know, juice, or I would say, like, it just helped me stay in the game, I guess you could say. The players running down, like I'm not gonna say exactly what they were saying, but they were saying things to me, like making it seem like I was scared and like things like that. So that just fueled me even more.
I bring it up because I think it's important, especially for young athletes, to hear, because you're gonna have some failures in football.
Oh yeah, most
like
definitely.
people expect perfection out of football players, and that's all football is kind of getting through these moments and being able to execute. So I think it was important that, you know, young athletes hear that, all right, you make a mistake out there, but it's all about the next opportunity.
Oh yeah.
And that's the way I felt. I even showed my kids. I got 2 sons who play ball, and I showed them the same situation. I go, look, man, messed up here, but didn't let that phase him, and he got going. Do you have brothers and sisters or a mom that's tough? Like, because I would imagine the dynamics of how you've grown up kind of affected you in that moment and allowed you to get through it as well.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I got 5 siblings. Growing up, that's all we did was compete and try to outwork each other. So, and also stay hard on each other. So, yeah, that the childhood definitely played a part.
Yeah, sure.
We've got Cody White coming up on the call in about a half hour, an hour coming up. What's one, he put on quite a show we heard last year, Slam Dunkin', when Pete Carroll was here and all the groups. They used to have that basketball.
Yeah, I heard about that.
So, one, how's that locker room for you guys? You guys have an interesting dynamic or just the wide receiver room. You got DK, and you got Tyler, who's, you know, I don't know if he's quiet. He's probably not quiet, but, you know, he's the reserved, mature one of the group. You got a dynamic personality, and you all think you can play basketball. So, one, what's that room like? And 2, who truly is the best basketball player of that group?
First off, I think you got a room full of alphas, and you know that can be an issue. Not really. We all cool. It's all fun vibes. I love this room. It's probably one of my favorite receiver rooms I've been part of. But who's the best basketball player? I don't know. I haven't seen any one of them play. So, and they haven't seen me play. So I don't know.
There we go.
I don't know.
Hey, well, Laviska, man, we appreciate you taking time out of your Thursday and joining us, man. Get up one more time for Laviska Shenault. All right, when we come back, we got a lot.